Hi, this is Adam Kunzmiller with Board Game Geek at Gen Con 2017, and I'm joined by Zev Schlesinger with WizKids, and we're here to talk about the Expanse Board Game.
Yes.
So how has the Expanse come to a board game? Let's see it.
Well, if people are familiar with the show, a lot of it is influence. You have the Belters, you have the United Nations, you have Mars, and everyone is fighting for control of planets, of asteroids, and so on. So we decided to make an influence game. It's similar to Twilight Struggle in that respect, but it's a card-driven game. Okay. So if you're familiar with the card-driven engine, same kind of thing. We have cards that have action points and events. Mm-hmm. The tabs over here tell you which factions can use the events. So what you do is, let's say I'm the United Nations turn, for example. We have what's called control points. You're trying to get the most control points at the end of the game. You have a starting setup. Everyone sees their starting setup on the back of the tile. And then you have a reference sheet, tells you the turn order, what you can spend action points on, and you also start with the technology.
Okay.
So in this game, again, it's all about getting influence. On your turn, you buy an action card. And you want to either use the action points or the event, but you can't use the event if you're not listed on the tab there. So the United Nations probably would not want to buy one of these cards, maybe this one if it's really good, or maybe they do want to buy one of these to avoid someone else
to deny them
if possible, because they do have a choice to use it or not, but it'll cost them to use that. So this number here represents the number of control points that you would spend to buy the card. So for example, let's assume that I'll do the blockade of Earth. It costs me 0, so I don't spend anything. I can't use the event because the United Nations tab is not here, but I have 3 action points. Action points allows me to build a fleet in my home area. It allows me to place an influence cube where I have a fleet, or I can move my fleet. And fleets move within bands. So you have a band here, you'll notice a color, a band here, and then there are 2 bands representing the outer planets over here. And then let's say I do the action points, then I can open it up to the other players to see if they wish to use the event. So right now only Mars and the OPA can use this event, but then you go in initiative order here. So if OPA was here, they would actually get first choice, and if they want to do it, they would pay control points and then use the event. Or you can also keep the card later for a kept event and use it during a scoring phase.
So even if I, as the United Nations, play it, you get the first choice to use the event since I didn't have the event on there.
Exactly. And
part of you using it could just be, give me that card, I'll use it later.
Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you can do that. And also, if the OPA were here and they were able to, and they chose to do it, they would move to the bottom of the initiative order. So we keep playing, right? You do this, you bring over cards, and what you're doing is, and you're waiting till you get a scorecard, and then someone gets the card. Let's say they eventually buy it, and then you have a scoring phase. The faction that does the scoring phase will pick a bonus sector that will score. Normal scoring, you only get first place for having the most influence in a place. Bonus scoring is you choose the sector. Once you choose it, you reveal it. There are 2 of each. So here we have inner planets. So now we have first place and second place will score, but only in the inner planets. And what you'll notice here is this is an orbital. This is where you keep fleets, and this is where you put your influence in the various bases. So this one has 3, this one has 2, and that's the inner planets. Then you have the belt, and so on and so forth. So how to determine influence? Same thing. It's who has the most influence, right?
It's kind of area majority kind of thing.
Exactly, area majority. So in this case, nobody has influence. Here in Africa, inner planets, first place is the OPA. They'll score 2 points. There's nobody in second. If it was like this, though, it's a tie. However, if you have orbital control, which means more fleets than anyone else, you get +1 influence as long as you have a cube there. So in this case, the United Nations would have 2 influence to the 1. So United Nations would win 2 points, and OPA would win 1 point.
So does that only apply if they're tied? So in this case, are they still tied, or is now white?
Now it would be still tied, yes, because it would be 2-2.
Got it.
And then you keep playing. You also, for the first 3 rounds, you also get new technology, which opens up new things you can do with your action points or control points. And you play until the 6th scorecard is revealed over here. Then you do the final scoring and the game.
Cool.
There's also the Rocinante. So people who are familiar with the show will know about the heroes of the Rocinante. The player with the least control points controls the Rocinante, and during a scoring phase, they're able to use one of the abilities of the crew of the Rocinante.
It looks like they're doing things to try and to tweak that area majority before it's scored, that kind of stuff.
Exactly, yes.
Cool.
All kind of different things. And you can remove fleets. There's no combat. There's just abilities where you remove fleets if you have one there, and that kind of things. There's no dice rolling. There's no other way to combat. It's the effect.
Awesome. How long does a game typically last?
I would say about an hour, 75 minutes, 2 to 4 players.
Great. Well, and this is also in the October timeframe?
October to November, yes. We actually sold out at Gen Con by 10:30. We were sold out today.
That's fast.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Zev, for walking us through the Expanse board game.
Thank you.